Hello, everyone. My name is Jared Yellen, and I'm the host of Project Chiropractic. You see me sporting my orange gear. Well, when this video is being recorded, it is the last Friday of the month, and that's always a theme day here at Synduit. And our team decided that today was Orange Day, and then we're going to be doing the Ice Bucket Challenge in our Synduit Orange, so that's why I'm sporting the Synduit gear. But I'm really excited to share another interview with you. As you know, with Project Chiropractic, our drive, our vision is to bring chiropractic to the world, because it's our belief that there are millions of people in the world right now who are looking and searching for chiropractic, but the problem is they don't even know to call it chiropractic. So what we're looking to do is find ordinary people just like you who've experienced a transformation, just so they can share their story, which might just open your eyes and be a tipping point for you to also have a transformation as well. So I am honored to be joined for this interview with Morgan, who's coming from Indiana, and she is a patient of Dr. Gerald Whalen's, who is, outside of being an amazing chiropractor, has become a good friend of mine over the years. And I'm really excited to hear Morgan's story, because I have a very strong feeling that there are thousands, if not millions, of people that are going to watch this video who are going to say, wow, like, I'm living the life that Morgan once led, and now look at her. And that's the goal of this interview. So Morgan, thank you so much for creating the space in your life to share your story.
Yes, you're welcome. I'm excited about it. Thank you for the opportunity.
Awesome. So let's just dig right in. So what was your life like before chiropractic? Tell me what that looked like. What was a day in the life of Morgan?
Well, you know, I'm a very active person. I get up and I run or work out in the mornings, and then I go to work. And my work is very high stress, as I think most people's are. And I deal with a lot of managers, a lot of responsibility, and I get, you know, I work a long day. It's usually about 10 hours. I go home and I have a family. I have kids, and after I get that all done, I go to bed and I get up and I start it all over again.
Gotcha. So what was it like before you met Dr. Whalen and had your transformation? What were you unable to do? What was your life like in comparison to where you are now? So what were you unable to do?
Well, you know, it started off initially with a lot of neck pain. I didn't know where it was coming from. I just knew that it was a lot of pain, to the point where I was gripping my neck and rubbing it. And I decided at that point, I asked another person that worked with me what they did, and they recommended that I go see Dr. Whalen, a chiropractor. And I had never been to a chiropractor before. So it was a new experience for me. But that was kind of the initial tipping point where I got introduced to him. But after that, it really opened up the door to address a whole host of issues that I had no idea that chiropractors dealt with. So for me, that was just kind of the entry point.
That's wonderful, and that often happens where it's like not even just the searching out like for chiropractic. It's most things where you get initiated, you get introduced for one particular reason, and then all of a sudden like a conduit of new opportunity is presented, and that happens all of the time. I've been honored to interview a number of people already for Project Chiropractic, and that was always the case, where they went for one thing and then all of a sudden it's like, wow, like I never even knew it was possible to live this way. And someone like you, it already seems that you were health conscious, like active, like you cared, but there was obviously something that you weren't able to do because you had pain, and a friend introduced you to chiropractic. Prior to that point, what was your vantage point? What was your viewpoint on chiropractic? Were you skeptical? Did you have no opinion whatsoever? What were your thoughts on it?
Well, you know, I really had not tried it before. I wasn't sure what it was, but you know, my dad was an anesthesiologist, so I grew up very much from the traditional medicine background, and you know, chiropractors were always seen as kind of the non-doctor doctors, or the quacks. I can throw that out there because I know that's been terminology used with them before.
Gotcha. And that's often what's preventing people from experiencing these transformations. So all of a sudden you got introduced to Dr. Whalen and you went in for neck pain, and I'm assuming he helped address that condition, but you said that so many other things happened as a result. Can you dive into that with me?
Yeah, I can. Just to kind of briefly go back, he addressed the neck pain. I got done with it and I thought, okay, that's it. I don't need to see the chiropractor anymore, much like a traditional doctor. Well, I was back in his office about 3 years later with a lot more pain in my lower back and a lot of other issues. But in the course of treating that, he was able to address a lot of other issues. I had some pain in my elbow, which I kind of termed, if you will, tennis elbow, wasn't able to do a lot of arm lifting, and he addressed that. As I got to know him better, he mentioned some other things, and I had been on birth control for like 22 years. My husband has a vasectomy. I no longer have to be on birth control. Well, come to find out that he told me that he could help support me through that change. Well, I got off birth control, and I didn't have a period for 4 years. So, that's kind of a concerning thing. So we did some hormone testing, which who knew that your chiropractor could do hormone testing. We also did hair sampling. Who knew? I talk to my friends, and I tell them about this hormone testing. And they're like, who are you doing this with? And I'm like, my chiropractor. And they're like, are you kidding me? Who's this guy, and how does he know about hormone testing? Well, that was just two of the avenues. And, I now have a very regular cycle, and very much more balanced in that standpoint. We kind of laughed when we looked at my results, and I was like a 50-year-old woman and was practically, dominated by testosterone. So who knew that I really wore the pants in my family? So it was one of those things. I found out that he was much more of a life coach than just a fix it and send you out the door type person. I mean, he really helped me change some dietary habits as well through the cleansing program. I was drinking probably 2 liters of soda a day or more, and probably overusing salt, and I got rid of a lot of almost probably pre-hypertensive symptoms, if you will, just by him just sharing information and advising me that these things could change. So it has really been a transformational process. And I also learned that chiropractors are not about the fix it and send you on. It's about ongoing maintenance and knowing that your body encounters different things just through your normal life, and that you need constant adjustments and care. So just a few things.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's wonderful to have that awakening, because like it makes so much sense, right? When you're exposed to this education or this conversation, it's like, yeah, that makes sense. Like this, like I get this. Like my central nervous system, it's the master controller of my entire body, and maybe that's what's impacting other areas of my life, and I just never thought about it before. But when you're exposed to it, it makes sense. And what about your family? Like, as a result of you making these changes, has it impacted your entire family as well?
Well, it's interesting you asked that question. If you talk about my immediate family, being my husband and my kids, that makes a big difference with them. They understand it now. There's still a little bit of skepticism there, although my husband wishes desperately that he could go see Dr. Whalen, and for other reasons he can't, because he sees maybe somebody that doesn't practice as the NET philosophy, if you will, or practice of chiropractor. And so he wishes he could get in on that, because he's seen it help me. And I will tell you, my brother, though, and like maybe my sister and even my dad, still kind of are the non-believers, if you will. They see it as I think my brother asked me, well, I heard once you start going, it's something where you have to keep going. And it was like, because they want you back. And I was like, well, wait a minute here. That's not a bad thing. They want you back because of ongoing maintenance. But it's interesting. I can't imagine, I can't even recall the last time I've been sick, because when I start to get sick and I go in and I get adjusted, it aligns everything and I don't get sick. I don't. So
it's wonderful. It's a whole new quality of life when you're able to live that way and really to experience everything that life has to offer, because that's what chiropractic allows you to do. There's so many stories of transformations that I've been exposed to over the years of supporting this profession, and it gives me chills. It's like, wow, if the world only knew. If the world only knew what we already do, they'd be doing it, and they'd be able to experience life at that level as well. What would you like people right now who are watching this video, and the millions that watch this over time, what would you like them to know? If maybe they're on the fence, maybe they're skeptical, they're unsure, maybe they're just non-believers completely. If you could say anything right now about chiropractic, what would you want them to know?
I think everybody should go see a chiropractor on a regular basis. There is not one individual out there that could not benefit from it in some type of form or manner. And it's a very educational process. There's nothing that's harmful about it. It's purely beneficial, and your life will be greatly enhanced over time. And you're going to have longevity of life and quality of life. I mean, that's what we all want. So that
That's
would
awesome.
be.
Morgan, this has been such a great interview. I just so appreciate you being so open and courageous to share your story and to share the fact there are still people in your family that are skeptical, and then you just keep educating them and you keep talking about the benefits that you gain, and eventually they will have their tipping point. And that's really special that you believe in it so deeply. So I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for creating the space in your life for this interview, because I know this video is going to reach millions of people, and there are going to be thousands, hopefully even millions, that watch this and they say, wow, I'm going to give it a shot. And then as a result, their life transforms the same way that yours has. So for everybody watching, as we always say, together we achieve more. Thank you so much for your time.